Action.
Hello, I am Greg Barron, and I would like to welcome you to episode 2 of the Follow the Leader video podcast. The audio version of this podcast with different content can also be found anywhere you listen to podcasts for your entertainment or your edification. Earlier, I talked about motivation. And then on audio, I talked about inspiration. I would like to move from those two things to action. The reason why action is so important is because action builds confidence. You know how they say you never know until you try, and you never know just how far you can go until you put some effort into trying. It's like in football. They let you watch, hey, we want you to try this position. You run this route, we throw the ball here. Let's see if you can catch the ball. And you go out, you do it wrong and say, no, son, come back 5 yards, turn, look, the ball will be there. Make the catch. You drop the ball a couple times, okay, maybe that's not for you. Maybe they try your running back and they find out that's the position that you really need to try. But only through repetition can you take your talent and turn it into a skill. The same thing is true for writing. The same thing is true for speaking. The same thing is true for management, math, engineering, whatever. You expose yourself to it because you have an interest, because you have some talent in that area. And then you apply yourself to it over and over and over. Repetition builds strength, just like lifting weights. The more you start out with 5 pounds, you lift that for a while, you work your way up to 10 pounds, and so on. So, action builds strength, which builds confidence. The stronger you get, the better you get at the things you attempt, the things you try, the things you're interested in. The more you do it, you're on your way to becoming an expert. You're developing what we call expertise, and you can do it. Nobody started out an expert. Nobody was born an expert. They had a talent and they applied themselves. They taught themselves or somebody else taught them. And that's how they built themselves into the people that you see walking around making things happen, whether it's an actor, a politician, an attorney, an athlete, whatever, what have you. It's out there for you to learn about. And if you have an interest, if you have the ability, then you try to apply that ability and you turn that ability into a skill. And once it becomes a skill, then you have something to set yourself apart in competing with other people for the opportunities that are out there in the world. That's what it takes. That's what you have to do. You can't just ask, you can't just wish, you can't just feel. You have to work for it. You have to fight for it. You have to be willing to put yourself into it and push until you get there. And you listen to me when I tell you that you can do it. You have everything that everybody else had. Yes, don't argue with me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have more resources in certain ways than other people have. Everybody's different. Everybody's unique. Everybody's special. Everybody's special. And yes, you can. I know, because I did. I had a lot of things, and I lost a lot of things. I lost my vision. I lost my ability to walk. But I fought until I found a way. Until I found a way, until I found several ways to reconnect with the world and reconnect with the opportunities that were out there for me. I can do it, and I'm just a regular guy. I'm not superhuman. I'm just an ordinary person, just like you. But that means you can do it too. So what did I say? Action builds strength. which builds confidence. And then you know you can do it, just like I know you can do it. So what do we do next? Okay, I can hear y'all out there now. All right, now that Baron, man, he hollered at me. I heard what he said, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Okay, well, if you calm down, I will tell you what you're supposed to do next. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to sit down and have a conversation with yourself. What do you dream about doing? What do you enjoy doing? What would you do if nobody paid you to do it? What do you spend all your time doing? Is it something that you can turn into a vocation? Can you move from a hobby to something that will make money? Or is it something that you see somebody else doing and you're like, my goodness, I'd like to do that, but I'm not certain. I'm not sure if I have what it takes. Look, don't make me come find you and shake you now. I told you that all it takes is for you to figure out what your talent is. And then you apply that talent several times. You repeat it and you develop it into a skill. I promise I'm not gonna holler at you again. I'm sorry I did that, I apologize. But listen to me now. Build that talent into a skill that fits into some vocation, some job, something that you can relate it to. You don't have to start a business. You can do it on the job. You can be entrepreneurial on your job. You can expand and grow and make things happen for yourself. And that's what it's really all about. Years ago, there used to be, maybe they're still around, I don't know. But years ago, there used to be a group called Toastmasters that would get together and they would meet and they would get into PDR, the private dining room, at places like Shoney's or Ryan's, and they would let people get up, and people who wanted to learn how to speak publicly, who were afraid to do it, who had no experience doing it, and they would get up and they would practice speaking to groups of people. And everybody would have a turn, they would critique each other, they would encourage each other. And over time, these people got better and these people became experts in speaking. Some people wanted to get better at it for church, some people for business, and some people for their own personal edification. So some people got better, some people did not get better immediately, but they needed more practice. But the point is, they understood they had to work, they had to commit to it, and they had to be willing to apply their basic skills and to turn into something that they could use to separate themselves from other people. And I want you to know that this is something that you can do. And I want you to consider this. I think I've made my point. I hope you will think about what I've said. I hope you will look at your life, look at the things you like to do, look at the talents that you have, find ways to apply and learn how to turn it into something more. You can look on YouTube for examples. You can Google phrases and keywords to find examples. I recommend that highly. Or you can reach out, you can contact me through my audio podcast, Follow the Leader, or my video podcast, Follow the Leader. My audio podcast, and you can find it almost anywhere audio podcasts are platformed. And you can find my video presentations on Instagram and on YouTube, as well as on my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, and on my Twitter feed. And so I hope that you think carefully about what I've said and give it a try. I would like to hear from some of you who are trying things like this for the first time. And it means a lot to me, as you can tell, to make the attempt to reach out to people, to encourage them, to be more tomorrow than they were today, just one step more. And you'll be amazed how those steps lead you on the path to where your dreams want you to go. So I am Gregory Barron still. And this has been the Follow the Leader video podcast, episode 2. I really appreciate you listening to me. Take care and stay safe.